So back when I was an undergraduate at an Ivy League school that I will not name here, this was back in 2015, I was marching in a Black Lives Matter protest, and it was extremely peaceful, like the most peaceful you can imagine. It was literally just a bunch of, maybe like 50 to 100 people, and we were just like kind of doing this vigil, and from around campus were like reading really beautiful things. And we walked through the library, and the president of the college Republicans at the time was calling out the N-word at this woman, one of my good friends who is now a famous poet randomly, but she was reading like from this poem, and he was calling out the N-word at her. What was so fascinating to me is how that protest was reported on, because we were exercising our freedoms, our liberties to, speak in response to the very real police killings of Black and brown bodies across the country. And at that time, there had just been a very famous is the wrong word, but a very widely known police killing that had just happened. And we were exercising our like freedom of speech, all these things, just by walking through the campus. It was like on a Monday night or something. And this college Republicans guy, he's calling out the N-word at this person. And so she goes up to him, and they have like a verbal exchange. Someone takes a picture of them. And then the story that is, on Fox News, all the things, is that she attacked him. I was standing right there. She never laid hands on this man. All she did was talk to him back and forth after he was verbally assaulting her. And what was so fascinating is then this college Republicans guy who was hurling the N-word at her was invited to be on Fox News and was interviewed about how he was the victim of this Black woman. And it really showed me how propaganda and media machines work as a function to perpetuate white victimhood, to amplify cis white heteropatriarchy, and to always put the person who is perpetrating violence as the victim in the situations that they themselves create. Again, this was a completely peaceful process. It was like poets reading poems aloud in a library. This man decides to hurl hateful language. Someone takes a picture of the exchange between him and the girl. The story that runs is that the girl attacked him, and he's interviewed on Fox News, and they're like, "I'm so sorry you went through this." And he's like, "It was so scary." Like, what the fuck? So my reason I'm telling you this is, in life, don't let what someone says to you on a media show inform exactly how you think about the world, because any sort of news organization has an invested interest in pandering to its subscriber base. Fox News at that time, and arguably still today, had a right-wing, predominantly white, upper middle class, cisgendered, heterosexual, right to alt-right leaning audience. You can read all about Roger Ailes to see how that was even, like, it was planned that would be their eventual audience. But they had what would be described as entertainment media PR responsibility to pander towards their audience. So of course they're going to lie. In the same way that other media outlets, I use the word responsibility, I should say like entertainment PR plan, to say the things that are going to most resonate with the people that they know are their paying customers. The things that most resonate with paying customers are not necessarily the truth. As someone who in this instance saw the truth with my own eyes because I was there, seeing how it was completely distorted on the media made me realize, what other things have they distorted? What other stories am I hearing in a way that has a manufactured reality that is not true to how the situation actually played out? I could think of a lot of things where we could apply this lesson. So please, when you're watching news, MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, any of these channels, ask yourself who the players are. Ask yourself, what are the goals of these advertisers? What message have they planned on? Look at the past lawsuits too, because these companies get called out all the time on their lies. And then they pay billions of dollars in huge lawsuits. And then they just keep telling the lies because they know they can afford the billions of dollars because they have advertisers who pay them bajillions of dollars. Anyways, this was just, I could have maybe articulated all of this a little more clearly, but my point is just to think critically. Do your own research. Read things. Go see things in person. Go see in person and understand how it actually is. Ask people who are actually at the things instead of going to Fox News, going to CNN, going to MSNBC. Why would you let your worldview be determined by what a millionaire on TV tells you? These people that are the talking heads on these shows are literal millionaires. They're millionaires who are making tons of money. They're going to say whatever they're told to say. Ask people who are actually there. Because even though my example is just one example in a sea of examples, like it so opened my eyes. I mean, I was already clearly, because I'm marching in a Black Lives Matter protest, I was already like a leftist. I've been like a leftist slash liberal, somewhere between those two my entire life. But it also just, I think Noam Chomsky's idea of manufactured consent really, really, it just like hit me because I was like, wow, they just literally make up whatever story that they think is going to sell.